Yeah, good day to you. This is Justice Amegashi. We are continuing with what we were doing. We are talking about healthy eating for healthy living. Now, today we are going to look at the third thing that we want to look at when you are looking at healthy eating. We look at to aim for fitness, and then we look at to build a healthy foundation. The third thing we are going to look at is we have to choose sensibly. That's what we are looking at today. My name once again is Justice Amegashi. So let's go straight to what we are looking at today. So the topic is us choosing food sensibly. So let's continue. So we have to be reading food labels. I made mention of reading food labels when I was talking about some bad habits that we do or we engage in. Now, when you read food labels, you know the amount of sugar that are in the food, you know the amount of sodium that is in the food, you know the ingredients that are used in preparation of that particular food item. So it's important we look at what the food labels. We said we shouldn't consume high fat foods, and then we shouldn't consume refined carbohydrates. How do you know? You have to read food labels. It is important to read food labels to know the amount of nutrients that are in the food. Previously, I spoke about when talking about building a healthy foundation, we made mention of the bodybuilding foods that are carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Then we made mention of the protective foods that are the vitamins and then the minerals. So when reading the food labels, you first of all focus on the macronutrients, which are the carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So after reading those ones, then you then move to what the protective foods to see what they contain. So this is a sample food label. We are going to use this one. So they said this biscuit contains 250 calories, but calories are not the only thing that is in this biscuit. They said the biscuit contains 25 grams of sugar. Now 4 grams of sugar is equal to 1 teaspoon. So there are almost 7 teaspoons of sugar in this biscuit. So when you consume this particular biscuit, you are sure of consuming 7 teaspoons of sugar. You should also look at the salt content of any product or food that you are consuming. The recommended salt intake for a healthy individual is 6 grams. That is 1 teaspoon a day. 6 grams a day. 1 teaspoon a day. That's the recommended salt intake for a healthy individual. When you have any underlying conditions such as diabetes or hypertension, it is advisable that you look or you go and see your professional one-on-one, where he will counsel you on the amount of salt or any other nutrient that you are supposed to restrict or limit. So this is the food label here. So you can look at the food labels here. The first one was energy, the second one was protein, and the rest. We made mention of the fact that carbohydrates are supposed to make bulk of our foods, followed by protein and then fat. Yes. So we are continuing what we are doing now. When we take a teaspoon of sugar, it contains 4 point it's the teaspoon of sugar is 4.2 grams, and then a teaspoon of salt is 6.0, and teaspoon of oil is 5.0. Now a healthy meal needs 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. So when you are taking more than 9 teaspoons, you know you are taking above your recommendation. And then a female needs 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. When you are taking more than 6 teaspoons, you know you are taking more than your requirement. This sugar is not only the sugar that you take, any food or food label that you read that contains sugar is counted. So it's not only the sugar that you added to your porridge that's accounted here. And then 1 cube of sugar is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. So let's take notice of that one. So let's look at the soft drinks, the sugar in our soft drinks. So that's what we are looking at now. So 100 mils of any of these soft drinks that you can see here contain 11 grams of sugar. That's 2.5 cubes. And then 330 mils contain about 9 cubes of sugar. So when taking these kind of soft drinks, you know the quantity you are supposed to take. Maybe you are not supposed to finish all, so you take all these things into consideration when living a healthy life. We know that 1 can of the soft drinks is going to give us 9 cubes of the sugar, or 35 grams. Now when we look back, let's go back. They said a healthy meal needs 9 teaspoons, which is equivalent to 9 cubes of sugar. So let's say a meal bought this drink, which is 330 mils, and then drank all. That guy has already consumed the 9 cubes of sugar, or the 9 cubes of his recommendation. Now those who have been taking the 1.5 liters contain 41 cubes of sugar. So when you are consuming that one, you should know the amount of sugar you are consuming. So I will end here. Now our next presentation, I will talk about something else. So with this one, I spoke about salt. We have to aim for fitness. We have to get the required knowledge. That's, we have to build our foundation, and then we have to choose our food sensibly. And I made mention of the fact that we should read food labels. Now we spoke about sugar, and then we said the recommended sugar intake for a male is 9 cubes, which is 9 grams or 9 teaspoons, and that of a female is 6 cubes or 6 grams. So when we are consuming our foods, we should read the labels and know the quantity of sugar we are consuming. I also made mention of the fact that the recommended salt intake for an adult, healthy adult, is 6 grams. Now this salt is not only the salt that you use in cooking. There are salts added to our biscuits and all other things that we buy. So we should read the food labels. So today, after listening to this presentation or watching this presentation, when going to buy food, you will be conscious of all the sugar in the food and then the salt in the food. Thank you. I'm Justice Amagashi. I'm a dietitian.